Replacing the lenses on a 1985 era Lewmar Super Hatch is a pretty easy weekend job. In my case, the hatches were bedded down in black butyl tape. The PB blaster I used to free up the old fastenings dissolved some of it, makes quite a mess. So if you happen to have your hatch lid bedded in black butyl, put down some plastic on the workbench and be sure to wear gloves. The separation of the lens from the frame using a razor blade and a few screwdrivers is really quite simple even after 27 years. The butyl itself peels off almost in a reusable manner, leaving almost no residue. Pretty good stuff. Now the all-important flange, which I didn't want to hurt in my hatch, is about 1 inch wide, and the new lens, if it was just left to rest there, would be a full 1/4 of an inch too low, so it has to be built up with something, and I thought to try some Dow 795 to build it up. This is an experiment using the original lens. You can see that although it seats well, the Dow runs out and makes an unsightly appearance on the underneath side, and would have been a tremendous mess for me had I started by doing the whole hatch with Dow 795. So I decided to use gray butyl tape to build up the base of the hatch so that the new acrylic lid would rest even with the top. I've been cleaning up with alcohol, which seems to work pretty well. Just dropping the new hatch in on its double layer of gray butyl tape just to build it up to the right height. I then seal the edge with the Dow 795. And my attempts to get a smooth edge connection using a hard object like a razor blade didn't work out very well. A finger is by far the better way to go. Another thing I learned was that my plan to use the original protective wrapping on the new acrylic to make the tape line wasn't a very good idea. Blue tape is much better. The finished result wasn't bad. I worried a good deal about the messy appearance of it, but in fact, by the next day it's easy to push off extra pieces of the Dow 795 after it cures a bit. This is the second hatch, which I more wisely lined in blue painter's tape carefully. It's almost 1/2 an inch deep there. Finger cleanup is by far the best. There's no way to avoid, as far as I can see, the concave nature of the seal, and in fact it looks pretty good when it's finished. And the tape makes a much neater edge than the original. All in all, a straightforward job, and it's very nice not to have ugly crazed hatches on the boat any longer, and in fact to have saved a considerable amount of money.